regarding the weight cut. So you mentioned that weight cuts have been problematic for most fighters. So what do you think is the optimal amount of weight that a fighter should cut ahead of a fight, or how different should be the weight class a fighter is fighting in compared to his natural weight?
So the only way I can explain this is the week of the fight. If you are weighing, like, let's say I fight at 65 kilos, you can't cut more than 10% of your body weight. I don't even cut 10% of my body weight. I usually walk around at 71, 72. So that's about 7 kilos, which, excuse me, which in hindsight isn't a lot compared to what some fighters cut, but it is a substantial amount of weight. You are going to feel weak, but everybody that I have spoken to and whose opinion that I have taken on this, and through trial and error done on my own, is not cut has said to not cut more than 10% of your body weight the week of the fight, or water weight, because that leaves you unnecessarily weak. So if you are looking to stay healthy and you do have to cut weight very often, let's say 3-4 times a year, depending on how many times you fight, I say no more than 10% of your body weight, whatever it is. You
Okay,
should
and
not be cutting more weight than that.
okay, and regarding rehydration, what is the best method that has worked for you? You have tried different methods, so what are best work for you?
So, like I said, I've been boxing since I was 10 years old, and I've been doing this for a long time. So, cutting weight has always been part of who I was. My body, for me, it's a little different because my body knows that it has to start cutting weight. So, automatically, the will to eat will go away. The will to indulge in food is also going to go away, right? So, automatically, your weight will start coming down when you're training hard and you're eating healthy, and your body knows that it's supposed to get to a certain weight. Putting the right amount of calories in when you're not cutting weight is the most important aspect, and putting the right amount of water in your body is also the most important aspect, because when it comes time to lose that weight and lose that water, that's going to come off very easily. To answer your question about rehydration, what's worked best for me is I do this thing where it's a very old school trick, but I take one packet of electral, for me at least, because that's and 1 liter of water, because that's proportional to my body weight and the kind of weight that I have to put back on. In layman's term, I'll take one packet of electral, just a regular ORS or any other oral rehydration system solution. I'll put that in 1 liter of water and sip on that for about 30 minutes till after my weigh-in is done. So I'll get off the scale. I'll immediately start sipping it for 30 minutes. My first meal is about an hour and a half after I'm done weighing in, because my body needs to uh, soak up all the salt and the sugar and the water that it's been missing for the last couple of days or weeks, or however long I've been cutting weight. So putting that amount of water back into your body is first and foremost the most important thing. Second is getting the right kind of food. Now you have to see what kind of food your body responds to. So if you can't afford it, save up money and hire a nutritionist and get a professional opinion on this for yourself. But personally, for me, what my nutritionist, and who's also my strength and conditioning coach, what he tells me to do is, before I start my first big meal, is I try to finish one packet of plain salted chips, which will give you a salt spike in your body, and it just replenishes a lot of energy into you. But that's something that I do just on the day of the weigh-ins, just so that I can put that weight back on. So it's a healthy amount. It's a decent amount of empty calories, but also carbs that my body's soaking up again. But my first big meal usually consists of I have 3 eggs. I have about a cup of oats. Again, some like a complex carbohydrate which gets soaked up by your body easily. It's easy to digest because, like I said, your body's been through hell. You need to be digesting very easy kind of food. As your body gets used to putting food back in, and as your metabolism starts to kick in, the second meal is usually around 5 p.m. of that day. If my weigh-in is at 11 a.m., I'm going to eat my first meal at 1 o'clock. My next meal, I don't feel very hungry even after my weigh-ins, but next meal is around 5 o'clock. And for that meal, I'll usually have it's usually a very small meal, but I'll have like brown rice. I'll have brown rice. I'll have dal. I'll have chicken with it. It's just something simple, something that digestible. For dinner, I'll go a little all out for dinner. If I have access to any sort of red meat, if I have access to any sort of any starchy carbs like potatoes or sweet potatoes, I'll try to access those. And one thing that's helped me a lot is filling my body up with a lot of leafy greens again. Like if you have the right amount of iron in your food, like I like spinach quite a lot. Spinach is my go-to vegetable to eat. I can't eat any other vegetable. I fucking hate it. But I usually go with those sort of meals, and I'm about 6.5 kilos back on weight, like back closer to my natural weight after the weigh-ins within 24 hours or 36 hours. The next day also, you have to watch what you eat on fight day. Let's say you have 24 hours to rehydrate before your fight. You have to watch what you eat on fight day, but a lot of carb rich food. I'm not saying go and eat spaghetti, lasagna, pasta. That shit is going to slow you down and make you feel very sluggish. You need to be having food that's passing through you quickly, but also giving you energy. So like I said, a lot of sweet potatoes, a lot of salads, yes, but not right before the fight. You need your last meal before your fight should be ideally 4 hours before your fight, 3 to 4 hours before your fight. And in that, you need to have a lot of carb heavy food with a lot of sugary drinks. Like, let's say you have a juice, you can have a pomegranate juice, you can have an apple juice. Orange juice is usually a bad idea because that leads to acidity because of the citrus. I can go on and on about what I have, but in general, I'm just saying that you need to put the right amount of fat, protein, and carbs in your body. You need to have everything in the right proportion. So hire a nutritionist, make that investment. Think of your body as that investment. Forget the nutritionist. So this is for your body. LeBron James puts over $1 million into his own body every year for his training. That includes physiotherapy. That includes him getting sports massages. That includes him getting food from different parts of the world and putting the best food into his body to give him the best performance that he can possibly put on. So people are doing this. People are making the investment even at the highest level. So people can still work that hard at the highest level. I'm sure that any beginner should be hungry enough to want it enough, to do enough to get it, to get to do it.